This video will illustrate how to use the calculator to compute the determinant of a matrix and the inverse of a matrix. The matrix must be square, that is, the number of rows equals the number of columns when computing the determinant or inverse of a matrix. A 2 by 2 matrix, a 3 by 3 matrix, a 4 by 4 matrix, and so on are examples of the dimensions of a square matrix. A square matrix has dimensions of n by n. We will start with the given matrices. Matrix A, which is a 2 by 2, matrix B, which is a 3 by 3, and matrix C, which is a 3 by 3. So let's go ahead and input them into the calculator. Let's go to second function in matrix. And you can see we already have 3 matrices stored into memory. So let's go ahead and edit them. Let's hit enter for matrix A. We want matrix A to be a 2 by 2. So that's 2, enter, 2, enter. Let's input the cell values. 3, enter, -1, enter, 4, enter, -5, enter. Okay, let's go back to second function matrix. Go to edit, number 2 for matrix B. And we want this matrix to be 3 by 3. 3, enter, 3, enter. Remember that's 3 rows by 3 columns. So the first entry is okay, 2, so let's move over. Then we want -3, enter, 1, enter. Let's continue with the values. 0, 1, -1, 4, -8, 4. So we'll go second function matrix, then edit, number 3 for matrix C. Okay, it's already a 3 by 3, so let's edit the cell values. Move the cursor down. We want 8, -3, 4, -2, 1, -1, 1, 2, and -1. Okay, let's quit out of this mode. In the first example, we would like to compute the determinant of matrix A. So what we need to do is we go to second function matrix, and we move over to math, and we can see determinate, DET. Select enter. We want that of matrix A, so select second function matrix. First entry is matrix A. Select enter. Close the parenthesis and select enter again. So the answer for the determinant of matrix A is -11. Okay, let's go ahead and clear the screen. For example 2, we would like to compute the determinant of matrix B, then compute the inverse of matrix B. So we go to second function matrix. We want math. We want the determinant. Select enter. Then second function matrix. We want matrix B, number 2. Close the parenthesis. Select enter. So here we have the determinant of matrix B is equal to 0. So this tells us a little bit of a story. Anytime the determinant of a matrix is equal to 0, then the inverse does not exist. So let's go ahead and verify this. So let's compute the inverse of matrix B. So we should get an error in our calculator. So second function matrix, and then we want matrix B, so that's number 2, and as all we need to use is the inverse operator here. So click that. So we're calculating the inverse of matrix B. Select enter, and it tells us here that there's an error, it's a singular matrix. Now, a matrix that has no inverse is called singular, so that's why it says singular matrix here. So we can go ahead and clear the screen, and clear the screen once again. For example number 3, we would like to compute the determinant of matrix C, then compute the inverse of matrix C. So once again, we'll go to second function matrix, move over to math, select enter, then second function matrix, we want matrix C, so that's option 3. Close the grouping symbol and select enter. So the determinant of matrix C is -3. Now let's go ahead and compute the inverse of matrix C. So we go second function matrix, number 3, and now we want the inverse option right here, so select that key and select enter. Now here's our answer for the inverse of matrix C. Now notice we have some fractional values here. So remember, when you see fractional values, it is best to use the fraction option in the calculator. So let's repeat this step again, the computation of the inverse of matrix C. So we do that by hitting second function and then this entry here. So we select enter. So there we have the inverse shown again that we're trying to compute. And now we want to go to math, and then remember we want frac. So select enter and then enter again. So here's our inverse matrix written in fractional form. So the first row we have -1/3, -5/3, and 1/3. And you can see the conversion. If you look at the screen above, the -1/3, -0.333, -5/3, -1.667, and so on. Okay, so the second row we have 1, 4, and 0. And finally the third row we have 5/3, 19/3, and -2/3. This concludes the video on computing the determinant and the inverse of a matrix.